Welcome to our monthly property and credit update. Just like the property market itself, market commentary moves in cycles. For some reason, like no other asset class, property can only seem to be spoken of in terms of either boom or bust. It's not particularly helpful. So where are we here in July 2024? Commonly, the winter period spells a gentle slowdown in market activity. Fewer listings and few auctions are common to the cooler months. And that tends to cool the market itself prior to things picking up again in springtime. This year, it's no different with total listings down and the market through July cooling ever so slightly to 0.5% growth in the month to 18th of July, down from 0.7% growth in the month prior. This is not a market bust, and it is nothing to worry about. As markets go up and down, it's important not to be frightened when they do fall, when fundamentals are otherwise in your favor. Consider the past 12 months. In the year to 30th of June, we saw national prices rise by 8% and regional areas grow by 7%. So fairly uniform results overall. You may recall in our recent update, we mentioned that divergence was starting to appear between markets. This trend has continued. Overall, the 8% national growth was driven by strong performance across our smaller capital cities, in particular Perth, Adelaide, and Brisbane, against lower growth across the larger markets of Sydney and Melbourne. And while Sydney's prices remain at peak, Melbourne's most recent cyclical peak was March 2022, with prices having retraced by a very modest 3.9% since. So, there is divergence with some areas growing faster than others. Total stock on market is continuing to be thin, meaning supply remains modest. And clearance rates remain firm, so whatever stock is on the market continues to be snapped up. There will be some cyclicality at an individual city level. The larger markets of Melbourne and Sydney are seeing an increase in distressed listings. So you can expect some choppiness with these bigger, expensive cities. Those smaller cities experiencing growth in prices, like Brisbane and Perth, are seeing big decreases in their distressed listings. And across the nation as a whole, total distressed listings remain down year-on-year by 4.2%. So, if you witness downwards movement in the coming months, these are not pointing to a deep cyclical bust. These are pointing to conditions you expect to see in any market across the fullness of a cycle. Moving to credit, and strong performance continues to reinforce the underlying resilience of property. Overall, Australian borrowers continue to perform really well. Demand for new lending is running within longer run trend levels and performance remains strong. Across the market, consider that pre-COVID, Australian mortgage arrears were running at 1.8%. The market was universally comfortable with these settings. In the March quarter of 2024, following a pandemic, following 2 years of cost of living pressures, and following nearly 2 years of interest rate hikes, sector arrears remained lower at just 1.6%. And while there is a likelihood that these numbers could increase, these again are part of normal market movements and are in no way pointing towards a bust. Overall, property and credit in Australia are characterized by stability in prices, with borrowers in the market continuing to demonstrate capacity to meet their loan obligations. a good position to report. Thank you for watching.